Now, I told y'all, like, yeah, I watched The Invitation and it was really good, and it kind of like got me out of my depression a little bit. Like, I was looking for more. But I also, like, aside from finding new movies and shows to watch, I'm often revisiting the shows and movies that have had an impact on my life in the past. A show I really got into during the pandemic is called The OA. It is also on Netflix, so you can watch The Invitation and then binge The OA right after, just like I did. And the OA is a mind freak. I want this to be a PG channels. It's a mind freak. It's a mind flip. It's going to warp your perception, and you definitely need to be open to like the sci-fi aesthetic. It's not super sci-fi that's like robots and zombies and that kind of thing, but it does have to do with time travel. Y'all, this show tackles so many themes. It tackles time travel, parallel universes, depression, mental health in general, abduction. What else? What else? Just love. This is a little love story. So many themes. I know I'm missing some. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it and think of some more. So it tackles addiction, and then it like on a whole nother level tackles like gaming addiction and specificity. Let me stop. But yeah, regular addiction, addiction to gaming. It tackles what else was I gonna say? Like the intelligence, the higher intelligence of other organisms out there who are not humans. Think like, elephants, whales, dolphins, octopuses, octopi. It challenges, like, just discusses higher brain function, just like in general, how what we do today will affect our future. Like, it's just loaded with themes. Like, I think this is the most theme junkie show I've ever watched. It just, there's so much it addresses, and there's only 2 seasons. You can really binge the whole thing in like a day, maybe like 3 days for normal people, but a day. And it's so good. I feel like I'm missing some things. When I was rewatching it, I was like, I need to jot down all these themes, because there's just like so many social issues and like internal battles that it addresses directly. And yeah, but I didn't write them down, so that's why I'm trying to ramble from memory, but I think I've listed at least like 10 things, so that's good enough. Another reason, if all of this has not been enough to watch it, is Queen Zendaya is in it, and she's one of those unexpected characters. I don't know why this show is not more prevalent and talked about, because Euphoria is good, but this show, like, it takes human existence to a whole nother level. Like, I feel like all of the attention Zendaya got from and Euphoria was well worth it, but it's like the OA deserves just as much of attention, and it doesn't get that. And I think that tells you where we are as a race and like intelligently. But anyway, yeah, Zendaya, she do her thing in this, and I'm so happy she put her stamp on it, because it's a great show. What is it about, you might be wondering? So it's actually about this girl who has been missing for the last 7 years. She went missing. Her parents never stopped fighting to find her, but all of a sudden she resurfaces in this weird, like, disoriented state, and she is being treated like, a random abduction victim. But like, there's so much more to her story. She doesn't feel comfortable sharing with her parents, so she finds a community of people that live like neighbors, people who live in her town, to listen to her story, and she gets them involved in her embarkation on really going back to where she was. So like I told you, time travel is a big theme. So like she basically lures these locals into her story by telling it as she experiences it, and then she inspires them to make more of their own lives by practicing these things that she's learned to expand consciousness, essentially. So she's got these locals into, like, it's not like a seance, like it's not like a witch coven, but that's how the community is seeing it, because she hasn't been open about her experience to anyone else other than these 5 individuals. So she's working with them, she's telling her story, and it is a very elaborate story. I don't want to, give spoilers because I don't do that, but she has a very enticing story, and she's learned some incredible skills. I will say this much because I want y'all to watch the show. I feel like enough people don't give it its flowers. So she does recognize herself as an angel. It's not even like a self-title, like other people recognize her as an angel as well, because she is an enlightened being with special powers. It turns out that her captor specifically targeted those who have experienced out-of-body experiences, which is another theme in astral projection. And so she has these heightened abilities in common with the rest of the captors that she was held with. So yeah, that whole 7 years, she wasn't alone. She was in a dungeon with others that had similar out-of-body experiences. So yeah, so she navigates through her new world of, being back with her adopted parents. She was adopted, if I mentioned that, and she's originally from Russia. So a lot of her journey has to do with finding out what happened to her dad, because she doesn't think that he actually died as she was told, and also finding the love of her life, who she found when she was originally held captive by the psychomaniac, mad scientist, basically. So it's a great show. Again, there's 2 seasons. I give the OA at least a 9 out of 10. Like, this is one of my favorite shows ever. Okay, so you definitely got to give it a watch. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah.